Someone else who meant a lot to a lot of people, someone you just mentioned, G, one LeBron James. And over the weekend, his son Bronny committed to USC, not Ohio State. Before we talk about that move, are we going to blame Tyvus for not securing the commitment from one
Tyvus
Bronny?
and OG.
No, you're not.
Both of them.
No, you're not.
Both of them. I don't understand it. I'm confused.
I'm gonna break.
The Buckeye Shrine is powerful.
I'm gonna break you off after Tyvus. I'm gonna break you off, right?
Come on. How,
Go ahead, Tyvus.
Can somebody explain to me how you let him get out the state?
We about to explain it to you.
Go ahead, Tyvus.
So to me, I've been saying for the past 5 months that Bronny was going to USC. I don't know why this is so shocking.
Why
to
is it
people.
shocking?
Like listen to this. All right,
Go get him, young fella.
Let me
get him, young fella.
Picture this now. Picture this now.
Hey, do it so I don't have to do no talking, please.
LeBron James, star of the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, you got that?
Mm-hmm.
Bronny James, star of USC. I think that's in LA, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the last one. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Bryce James, star of LA high school basketball. So the James gang is dominating 3 levels of basketball in LA. You think I wouldn't take that deal? You know how much money that sells? You know how much money that makes?
Yeah. Well,
Bro.
Like it was a no-brainer. Then on top of that, I think when he came down here to come do his visit at OSU, he was with a guy by the name of, I think his name is Tayson Chapman, is the recruit that he was with. They both came on their visits together. Mm-hmm. Bam. And he ended up committing. Like, I'm going to commit right now. So he committed. So in their mind, they're like, we gave up our spot, Listen, and then on top of that, we got a point guard already.
No, y'all don't.
Yes, we do.
Y'all ain't got no point guard.
Yes, we do. We got a point guard.
What's his name?
Bruce Thornton?
Get him up out of here.
Really?
Let's get him up
You're
out
not
of
a
here.
fan? He's actually really good.
Hey, man,
really good.
Ohio State basketball, OG, is looking like the top of the MAC East.
So
yeah, come on now. Like you right here with the Zips, the Bobcats, maybe the Flashes. Y'all supposed to be operating at a top level.
So if you see Ohio State did bad last year,
yes,
and you're Bronny James, would you come there?
No.
I rest my case.
His father.
I rest my case.
His father.
I rest my case.
Here, let me jump in.
I'm gonna let them get their money off.
He started out so well, right?
And then he dropped the ball.
Right, he started out so well. So let me just fill in some of the blanks here. First of all, Bronny James, I don't think was ever a long shot from the beginning from Ohio State, right? He was here because his father loved Ohio State. That's what he was here for. But when his father re-upped in L.A., have you not? I just talked about the symbiotic relationship between a parent and a child, right? Mm-hmm. LeBron James has been everywhere with Bronny James, right? Mm-hmm. He goes through everything with Bronny James, everything, and Bryce too. Mm-hmm. He doesn't stray far away. Mm-hmm. You see on his off days when Bronny's playing AAU down in Phoenix, what they do? They jump on a private jet and get down to Phoenix, right? Then when they played New York, he went cross country to New York, right? Mm-hmm. You think he was going to send Bronny James back out here to Columbus while he was in Los Angeles?
Why would you think
that's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen.
To be honest with you, I blame Bronny for the reason that LeBron is in LA now.
I said this from the beginning. I said, look for Bronny James to be at USC or UCLA. He wasn't going far, right? It was not a stretch. And the longer it kept going on and kept going on, it wasn't even about who signed him, right? Because Ohio State, to be clear, they need some infusion.
They used up all their scholarships already.
So let me give you.
That's where they walk in the room and say, we don't have any room for you already on scholarship. Hey, you up out of here.
Here's the problem. At one point in time, I was old enough to remember hearing about the Clark Kellogg's. I was old enough to remember Jim Jackson and what he was looking like down there. Heck, I was even here when I remember Bill O'Brien and I remember Thad Matta. Now let me tell you something. Back when Thad Matta was here, you know who was rocking the LeBron jerseys? You know who had a locker inside the locker room? One LeBron James. My problem with Ohio State is not that they didn't get Bronny James. My problem with Ohio State is they didn't slip so far, it wasn't even no option. How you beat Ohio State? I saw LeBron James in the horseshoe and all, just looking around every time he get. Now my thing is, look, you go back and watch Coach Prime. Coach Prime told 7, 8 people at Colorado, hey man, I like you, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I got cats coming. I got baggage coming.
No,
It's
it's
Louis.
Louis.
And it's Louis.
It's Louis.
If you Ohio State basketball, you tell whatever little guard you got.
Yeah.
I got luggage coming, and it's Gucci, Louis, Prada, Coach,
Is he
Fendi.
is he that deal? Like,
No, but what he is, he's that deal when it comes to
now,
socially.
now listen, this is what I will tell you.
Socially,
This
that
is-
arena would be packed out.
That's a fact. You know what else to have it packed out? Winning games, which is something that they ain't doing anyways.
Here's
See,
the-
now what they should do is now the youngest one, oh, they better sell out for that one.
How would you get
I'd
the
sell
youngest
out
one?
for Bryce.
You get the youngest one by starting with the oldest one. Sometimes you gotta give them a ball.
No,
Yeah, USC's got the inside track to Bryce
Let me
now.
tell you something.
No, he
They
don't.
here.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Because they playing in Utah in the NBA anyway. So Utah got the inside track to Bryce, because that's where Bronny and Bron gonna play.
So be clear, they live in California living, right? They're not trading that back in for Ohio. They're just not doing it.
not-
right?
yeah, it's just not gonna happen.
No, they're gonna get back to Ohio because in 2 years, USC and UCLA will be in the Big Ten, so you'll be making your trips to Columbus.
But like
right?
that's the sell. That's the sell already.
You coming back
Look,
this
look,
way.
Look, you could do what your father wanted to do. Your father wanted to go to O State. He did not want to go to USC.
So tell Bryce that.
Bro, I don't even think their pitch was that good. Let me keep it real with you.
It probably wasn't.
I'm gonna give you the undercover fit. Here's the problem. See, sometimes, you know, when you subpar, you don't want no lights in your house. See, my mom always so my mom always told me we ain't inviting everybody over because guess what? We ain't got enough for everybody, and the house ain't clean up. Don't you invite nobody in this house.
Don't do it either.
Now listen, you can't invite.
Don't do it
You
either.
can't invite Bronny James to your house at Ohio State, and the cupboard is bare. You ain't got the same type of amenities. Actually, to be truthful, what happened to the squad that got Greg Oden? What happened to the Mike Conley draft classes? Big OG?
What you mean? They just put one in the first round last year. They got one probably going in the first round this
different.
year.
It's
What?
Hold on.
They do.
Stop. What'd you just say?
They got one that went in the first
Let
round
me tell
last
you. Let me
year.
tell you
They
something.
got one that's going in the first round this year.
Stay at Woody Hayes Stadium. Don't come over here where I am. All right. Don't come over here where I am.
Hey.
Because let me tell you the
Do your
history.
thing,
Let me tell you the
man.
history.
Do your thing,
Let me tell you the
OG.
history of this thing here,
Do your
right?
thing.
Ohio State do nothing just turn out nothing but first round drafts. First round. Go look at the wall, right? Then there was a year when it stopped. Right?
Yeah.
And I look at some of the rosters now, Tyrus, and I'll be like this. Who is these dudes?
30s.
Who is these dudes?
Hey, this is Ohio State, right?
Let me ask y'all a question, and this is serious.
Yes. Come on.
I gotta sit up for this.
Yeah, please do.
Do Ohio have good basketball, like the high school basketball?
Hey,
Because like the
It's
top,
not what it was.
okay, because the top players,
Not what it was.
the top player in the state, for one, they don't go to Ohio State, and two, they don't really pan out to be that great.
Well, because here, let me tell you why.
So why? What's that about?
Well, it's because it's poor development skills. It's people your age coaching down there now. Ain't nobody coaching nothing now. They couldn't play dead at the funeral. You get better.
Why does it have to be?
Because that's who's running the things now. Y'all age is running the things now. Let me say,
Sonny is a good coach.
That's one out of 1,000, right? I'm gonna tell you what. You know where they're getting good college basketball players at? Ohio, only from the girls. Why do you think they rated the top players in the country here are from Ohio? If you go to any team, they got somebody from Ohio on the team, right? Because they've been developing these kids, right? Somewhere along the line,
the girls basketball about to take over the men's.
somewhere
in
along the
college.
line, Tyrus, that stopped with the guys, right? And it became, you know when we was growing up, we had real coaches that was really trying to empower you?
Well, it's a more sensitive time. These
Right.
kids are sensitive.
Right,
now.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
keep
say
coming.
what you want to say. Like
They're
my
just
coach back in the
transferring.
day
Oh, yeah.
won't work.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the stuff he
just
said
transfer.
wouldn't fly.
just
yeah,
transfer.
it's a total different sensitive kids out here
my
nowadays.
problem-
And that's not even to discredit the young dudes. They don't know no better. You know what I'm saying?
No, they need to know better.
But Brad, here's the problem. Here's my problem. Ohio State has unlimited
Yeah.
resources.
I said this the other day, G. They do not evoke the strength of the brand
They
on
don't-
basketball. They never have. They never have.
You guys do a great job. The same way you getting receivers that just keep showing up is the same way you can keep getting guys for the basketball.
They
team.
don't do what Louisville. They don't do what North Carolina or Kentucky or UCLA. Those schools walk into places just because who we are. I'm UCLA.
See,
I'm Kentucky.
but let me
I'm
ask-
North Carolina. North Carolina was awful. They still getting in the door.
Is it a thing? And I'm gonna ask this because there's a group of college coaches who necessarily don't want the pressures and the ills of one and dones. They want the guy that's 2-3 years, maybe some but they don't want that spotlight on the program because if you're getting one and dones,
Yeah.
they expect there's a certain type of record that come with that. That's championships and Elite Eights. That's what we want.
I'm gonna tell you something else here. And Bronny James is getting better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's getting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's absolutely getting better. Right. The problem for Bronny James is this. Every coach don't want to put up with what
Yeah.
come along with
Thank
Bronny
you.
James.
Thank you.
'Cause
Thank you.
You bring Bronny James in there.
'Cause
Who
now-
gonna be looking over your shoulder?
LeBron.
LeBron gonna be looking over your shoulder,
And
right?
he could get a couple meetings that the normal parent can't get.
Right, right. And so because there was an article I think it was on Jason in the Athletic.
Yep.
They were talking about college coaches were talking about we ain't sure it's worth the.
It ain't worth the headache.
The headache, right? Right.
I mean,
I'll go
listen.
another route, right? Because
Listen.
with that comes, you got to take all this because he not gonna be the parent to sit there and be like,
Don't listen to him. Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm the greatest to ever put short to him. McNuggets?
Yeah, real quick, it is 12:15, which means it's time to remind everybody that the Lunch Drive Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is sponsored by Colleague Racing, the official NASCAR team of Northeast Ohio. One interesting note on the Bronny James to USC commitment is USC had already signed the number one player in the entire class, who's a point guard in Isaiah Collier.
yeah.
So Bronny's going in as a top 20 kid. He's a 5 or 4 star, depending on which recruiting rankings you look at, going to team up in the backcourt with the number one overall recruit in the country. So he may be off the ball a little more than he would have in other situations. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects his development.
well,
on
he
the
wasn't
collegiate
running the
level.
one no way, Mikey.
Yeah, he was kind of like.
Well,
the two.
he's a combo guard, but I'm saying he's 6'3" for his NBA
Well, and so-
future. He's probably more of a on-ball.
And
guard than
I
off-ball
remind
guard.
people of this, and you can remember this from your days back in playing high school. There were always people that they say from the magazines are rated this high, right?
Yep.
And then when you get to see them in real life, they couldn't play dead at a funeral, and you're like, how did this person get to be ranked so high?
Or
right?
you see a 3-star, you say this dude ain't
And then
good.
then you see a guy that was ranked here, and over time
be
he
that
got
deal.
he got
Yeah,
better,
yeah.
right? And the next thing you know, his bandwidth grew, where somebody's bandwidth stayed the same, right?
I think.
And Bronny James' bandwidth is growing.
Yeah, it's growing.
It's growing.
It gotten much better.
It's
from what
growing.
It was.
Honestly, I think the USC thing, the reason it happened, as we just step back a little bit, I don't think LeBron James and his family can be. He has a more of a normal life in LA. Like in LA, you just one of many stars. Like, oh, you LeBron James kid, so Carmelo's kid is here. So what? There's hundreds of kids. Some people's trust fund babies. Like some people, yeah, he's worth $1 billion, but some people might be the family members of the guys that pay LeBron James checks. So they don't care nothing about that. I think he got a more of a in Ohio, in Columbus. I think that would be crazy.
This ain't nothing but Zeke and Quincy McCall from Love and Basketball. That's why he went to USC. They watch Love and Basketball.
Shut your mouth.
And Zeke's dad played for the Clippers, and Quincy went to USC.
Bro, ain't that, bro?
That's all this is. Zeke and Quincy
This
McCall.
dude just really said Quincy McCall.
That's what it is.
I was thinking about the name.
Am I
I'm like,
wrong?
what
Is this not Love and Basketball? Am I tripping?
Man, this is, and
They even got how about this? They even got the girl from the high school is going to USC as well. How about that?
Juju Watkins.
Look at
Right.
that.
Yeah.
She could play, man.
Yeah.
She's
Juju.
filthy.
Well, listen.
Love of basketball. They're going to end up dating.
Again, I say this, right? I don't even watch Love and Basketball, so I'm gonna tell you this.
It's been that long?
I said, well, dude, I ain't got time for it. I said, just shenanigans, right?
I don't think Brad do romantic comedies. You don't do no
I ain't
romantic.
doing that nonsense.
It's a classic. It's a blockbuster. It's a blockbuster. Everybody seen Love and
Brad
Basketball.
don't do no romance like that, bro. He not gonna do no romancing out there, bro.
So I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I'm wishing him all the best, right? Because there's a tremendous amount of pressure on him every time he steps out here.
Oh,
Man, can you imagine your kid, Tyvis, since you've been 12, they just on you like that? I mean, people be hating on him just to be hating on him.
yeah,
They be hating on him for his daddy, right?
It's
And
tough.
That's tough. That's tough.
That is
That's tough. That's tough.
I mean,
right? And
he
he carries it well. Hey, at least from the outside, it looks like he carries it well. But that's a lot of pressure to be putting on somebody.
You see, well, Michael Jordan's son didn't make it, and now he with Larsa.
There you go.
This is
He going to the most smart magazine. I'm not commenting on none of my teammates and what's going on here.
You gotta, hey, bro, you gotta get
anytime they ask me about a time, I'll be like this.
Hey, bro, this is crazy, bro. I ain't never. Hey, man, you ain't gonna hold no. You not gonna hold no intervention. Nah, he not gonna step in it.
You're not going to Larsa Jordan's wedding?
I'm gonna see them at the NBA Retirement Players Association
That's
meeting
crazy.
in July. I'm hoping they all
That's
come.
crazy, Tyvis. It's on another level, bro. Listen. By the way, shout out to Bronny James. We'll see how his career gonna move. Where we going after this, McNuggets? He done brought up Larsa Pippen. This is crazy.
Yeah, no, we'll